Hello, and welcome, one and all, to episode 292 of Filmcasters. My name is Ian Lauren, and as always, I'm joined by...
Hello everybody, Matt Foster.
Hello everybody, Becky Foster.
Hello all. So, coming up this week, we've got reviews of a film I literally watched 3.5 weeks ago, so I'm very much going to be letting Mark and Becky lead on Barry Jenkins' If Beale Street Could Talk. We've got some Happy Death Day to You, and we've got the latest Patreon review as we take a look at the Final Girls. Also going to have some trailers and some what we watched and the huge Patreon content upcoming. Andrew Jones and I recorded episode 2 of the Untitled Jones-Loring project last night. So there's about half an hour of me prattling on about Atmos equipment while Andrew basically nods. Bless him. I kind of railroaded that one a little bit. And yeah, there's that. I don't know. Are we? So we're doing Playing It Forward next week. I don't think we're doing a normal show because we're doing Playing It Forward. Is that right?
And we've got Oscar's show, obviously.
Yeah. I think between the two, I think we're covered for the week, aren't we? So we've got we've got Oscarbation coming up on recording that obviously on Sunday night. So I'll have that up in its unedited form as we always do on Monday. And then Playing It Forward's coming as well. So yeah, no regular show next week, but you're still going to get like probably 4 or 5 hours of content out of us. So you know.
Yeah, and the film release this week was called Pursuit.
I really want to see that.
I'm gonna see Cold Pursuit, but I think that might be one that maybe we could just kind of cover in what we watched.
Yeah, that's it. Because you want to see it, don't you?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, it looks very Cohen-y.
Uh-huh.
I'd never thought about that actually. Yeah, that never struck me actually. But it does actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So, what are you guys covering on Pay It Forward, or is that a secret until the show?
I did Speechworks the other day.
Yeah, remind me. I don't listen to you.
Thanks for that. The Great Beauty, Gone, and what's the other one here?
Lucky,
which obviously we watched not too long ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm not involved in Paying It Forward. I'm part of your 3-man group.
We had this conversation that you can be if you want to be.
Yeah.
We had a whole conversation about it, and you literally cannot remember it, can you?
No, I can't.
You're properly more than welcome. Like, obviously, like all good.
Okay.
Okay, you don't sound that into it though. It's cool.
I just don't want to I don't want to force myself into an already established dynamic.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But we'll leave that with you, little thought, bro.
All right.
Yeah. It's up to you, Becky. No pressure, but you're more than welcome to join us.
Okay.
Okay. So let's talk trailers because I'm assuming movie news has just been. I don't know, the big thing among the trades the last couple of days is that Jussie Smollett guy.
Yeah.
Just
that's
how
movie news, is it? It's like TV news, but yeah, I mean that's weird if it's like fake to hate crime.
Yeah, it's.
That's just it's a fucking mess, and that guy has obviously got some mental issues, and I don't think that one case of someone faking it like makes up for or proves anything. So
it doesn't. No, the worry is it doesn't. I completely agree with what you're saying. The problem is for some it can be used now as a well. Look at that, and that's the issue, and it's the. It shouldn't be looked like that at all. However, it's if you don't put ammunition in the gun, you aren't going to be able to shoot.
Well, that's it, and it's the same as, I mean, we were talking about it the other day for different musical reasons, but when you get into like fake accusations and stuff with Me Too, it cheapens anyone that comes out with an accusation.
It does. No matter what, people will use it to over-muddy the waters.
Yeah.
And it's like it can be more harming than it has any necessary means to be.
But he does deny his faked it, doesn't he?
I don't know. I've not really thought of it.
No.
It kind of seems like he's pretty much busted now.
He's turned himself into police, hasn't he, today?
Yeah.
Mm.
So, it just, it's so, like, I don't know, what the fuck was he thinking? Like, what the fuck was he thinking? Anyway.
I think the only other mild news is the current claims that that people are trying to, anti-feminists, I suppose, would be the best way to describe them, are trying to harm Captain Marvel.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah. For,
Oh, fuck those guys.
Yeah, fuck those guys. I mean, personally, I think it looks shit, to be honest.
Yeah, but not because it's a chick.
But that has nothing to do with what is it, a female superhero movie or anything like that. Just because I think it looks a bit shit. But do you know what? I'm still going into it, sitting down, going, do you know what? I think it looks a bit shit, but it might not be. And I'm going in hoping that it is, rather than seeming like a lot of other people are going in hoping that it's going to be shit, because then it gives them the validation of going, well, yeah, I told you it's going to be shit. I think it looks shit. I really hope I'm wrong. And do you know what? I think I probably am going to be a little bit wrong. I'm probably going to enjoy it a lot more than the trailers and making me think I'm going to enjoy it.
I think from watching the footage and stuff, the trailers and the TV spots, I think promotion of it has maybe focused far too heavily on the fact that, oh my God, look, it's a girl as a superhero.
I think so far one of the worst things in the whole Marvel universe is the bit in the trailer where it has her and then it pans out to saying a hero.
Yeah.
It's a bit like,
really?
That's Hallmarky. That's Lifetime movie levels of shit.
And the one with the catchphrase. Can't remember the catchphrase.
Higher, faster, further, or...
Yeah, that's the one.
So, yeah, I think maybe it's more a marketing problem than a film problem.
Yeah.
I think they've maybe lent in too far to, oh my God, it's a girl.
Yeah. Scarlett Johansson's probably sat there going,
I'm here. I've been here.
8 years, I've been here.
Yeah.
I mean, like, all I know is it comes out in 2 weeks. It's, like, going to be the first Marvel Studios film that we all go and see as a family, and I'm pretty fucking pumped about that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Like, Lottie is solely interested in it because it's a girl superhero.
Which is awesome.
Which, you know, like, so it's going to have to do a really... It's going to have to do a really bad job to kind of engender... like ill will for, I mean, that and this news story. It, like, I haven't been into the marketing either, and it looks anodyne. Like, it really, and the early reviews are basically saying it's great that she's here, but not really saying anything about the film itself, and that's definitely.
Yeah,
you know,
I saw one review that said that basically said nothing about the film. But you know, she's going to be a great addition to the Marvel Universe. Like, what?
I do get that feeling with it, though, that they've basically just gone, shit, we need Carol Danvers in this shit for Endgame, so we'd better get an origin story out there. It does kind of feel like that.
And Ben Mendelsohn's a baddie. Of course he fucking is. Like, I want that guy. I need to see Mississippi Grind. Because it's directed by the people directing Captain Marvel, and it kind of actually seems like that might be him.
Mississippi Grind, the one with Ryan Reynolds, really fucking good.
Yeah, there you go. So, like, I think I will check that out in the next couple of weeks. Just to, I don't know. I just want to see that. Even though, then again,
the same people did that.
Yeah. even though you guys did you guys see The Land of Steady Habits, the Nicole Holofcener film from last year?
No.
Ben Mendelsohn basically plays a kind of like a middle-aged sex machine in that film, and it's pretty great for that.
Ooh, that sounds... oh, yes, I remember you reviewing that and thinking, I want to see that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a Netflix film. It's worth a go, actually. But yeah. Anyway, Ben Mendelsohn. I rewatched Ready Player One, and it's just like it's the prototypical Ben Mendelsohn kind of role, or at least it kind of feels like it is.
It's the role he can do in his sleep.
Yeah. I mean, it's like Mark Strong, kind of like around the end of the like.
It's Mark Strong 2008 to 2011.
Yeah. That's exactly it. But Place Beyond the Pines, man. Like, that's a film I need to watch again soon as well.
That was your number one of that year, wasn't it?
I fucking love The Place Beyond the Pines, and just like his character in that, he's like a dirtbag, but he's kind of fun as well. And there's this really good gif of him just like dancing with a dog, which from that film, which is incredible. Anyway, that was a tangent. So, Captain Marvel, Rocket Man. There was an actual, like, it was weird, there was like a little featurette kind of thing that came out earlier in the week, but a trailer is now out. And it seems to be throwing a lot of shade, just pointing out how much Taron Egerton is doing his own singing.
Yeah, which is weird to say it's Dexter Fletcher.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It almost kind of feels like, right, yeah, we've got that out the way. Here we are, motherfuckers. And I'm into this because it doesn't look like it doesn't look like it's going to be afraid to paint him as a bit of a dickhead. Which it always, with Bohemian Rhapsody, it felt like he's a dickhead, but it's because of the drugs, and it's because of the drink, and it's because he's fallen in with the wrong crowd. I mean, I still think,
and it's because, did you know he's a gayan?
Yeah, I mean,
so Brian May and Roger Taylor, they're saints.
Yes, yeah.
They're saints. So obviously Freddie Mercury is bad because they're saints.
And Roger Taylor, all his womanising while he was together with the people, he was just a cad, wasn't he?
But but Rocket Man, I mean, like the fact that it's saying, I think the trailer says like to live his life, it's through fantasy or something like that, and it does seem like the musical sequences are going to go into the fantastical, and it feels. I mean, it's a biopic, but one that kind of very much feels in the spirit of Elton John, whereas Bohemian Rhapsody, as we've said all along, feels like a film that Freddie Mercury would be ashamed of.
I think Bohemian Rhapsody is in the spirit of an ITV special, and Rocket Man apparently is in the spirit of more akin to something like Bronson, apparently.
That sounds fucking amazing.
It is what I saw Dexter Fletcher saying a while ago about it, was saying they wanted to kind of do that, where they wanted to tell the story and tell the real story, but not in similar beats, and not go dum ba dum ba dum ba dum dum.
Well, didn't you say a while ago that there was a quote from Elton John? I don't care what they put in it, whatever they put in it, it can't be as scandalous as real life.
Yeah, no matter how bad they portray me, it can't be as bad as I actually was.
Yeah.
And so he said, do that. But like you say, it does appear from the trailer like it's going to have more to it than just your standard, this happened, and then this happened, and then this happened.
And the thing is, as well, what you've got to take from that is it's very different portraying someone as a bad person with their consent against portraying someone as a bad, fucking needy, please have me back queen person. You
mean that didn't actually happen?
Which didn't actually fucking happen after they're dead, when they can't go out and go, oh yeah, I fucking did that.
Yeah.
I was quite happy on my own. Fuck off.
I'm looking forward to it. I have low expectations, but not because anything to do with Bohemian Rhapsody or anything like that. I have low expectations because I don't think that Oh, I've always, even years ago, when what's his name who directed Waterline was attached to it, and it was going to be Justin Timberlake was going to play Elton John. Even back then, I was a little bit like, we already know everything. Because he's not shy from what is it. So we're not going to find anything else out. Elton John, outlandish, like to drink, loved a bit of cocaine, and that's about it.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think it could be really good, and yeah, there's knowing it, and then there's seeing it portrayed. Yeah. It's different, isn't it? The line is a perfect example, actually. Of that. Like, you can listen to Johnny Cash music, you can know the story behind it, but having it laid out in front of you, it's a completely different.
What I'm very much looking forward to is getting a Dexter Fletcher movie that is going to be on the side of buses, that's going to be on posters, that's going to be out there. Everybody's going to be really excited to going to see this Elton John movie that's going to get a soundtrack sung by Taron Egerton, that's going to get its own soundtrack that just isn't a fucking greatest hits album with a different cover. Yeah. So yeah, I'm up for it. I don't have the fatigue that some people seem to have for it.
No, I'm quite excited, and I'm actually quite looking forward to it as a kind of palate cleanser, I suppose. After Bohemian Rhapsody, Bohemian Rhapsody has left such a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah.
The fact that they're opening the fucking Oscars makes me want to come into the Oscars 10 minutes late, because watching those fucking two spiteful old men perform with fucking Glambert, I can't be arsed with it.
Who's from Glambert?
That's what everyone called him when he was on like American Idol or whatever it was. That's where he's come from. He's a fucking reality TV star. I just can't be arsed it. I don't want to watch it.
Okay.
Just on a positive note, I 100% agree with that. I and as Mark said, I'm really excited to see a Dexter Fletcher like actually break out with this as well. Like I remember LFF, like I think it might have been 2010, which is fucking terrifying, but it might have been 2010 when I saw Wild Bill, and it was literally I had a press accreditation and literally just like put my name down for a bunch of films. It was a lot easier to get kind of like random draw tickets at the time, and I got a ticket for Wild Bill, and I knew nothing about it. And I watched it and I had a blast. And Dexter Fletcher did a Q&A. I'm pretty sure it was its first screening. Like it might have been its first public screening ever. And that film was awesome. And it just got no attention whatsoever. And then Sunshine on Leaf came out and didn't really do anything. Eddie the Eagle comes out. It's got Hugh Jackman. It's got Taron Egerton. It doesn't really do anything, and that's the marketing, I think. And then Dexter Fletcher, he was originally considered for Bohemian Rhapsody before Bryan Singer got it. But obviously, that just went through development hell. Just the fact that film went through so many fucking iterations ended up being the film that it was. And yet here we are. It's so fucking weird. But yeah, if this time next year we're seeing Dexter Fletcher in Best Director contention, stranger things have fucking happened. Then maybe I'll be thankful for Bohemian Rhapsody because it got into that place. Who knows?
What I will say is it will be a better made movie than that one.
God, yeah.
Oh, what else have we got?
The Highwayman?
Yeah, very much up for this.
Yeah, man. Netflix having a bit of a banger in March, aren't they? Because they got Triple Frontier. They've got another film we'll probably mention in a minute, and The Highwayman. Like, there you go. You're fucking $9.99 a month or whatever. That's easily paid for, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah, The Highwayman. It feels like a film because it's weird. It's by the guy with The Blind Side in it.
Yeah, John Lee Hancock.
Yeah, that worries me mildly. But I was watching it going, this feels like the sort of movie that I'd like a different John. I'd like John Hillcoat to have done something like this. Because you imagine it had a bit more bite to it. But it's Costner and Harrelson as essentially like faded lawmen taking down Bonnie and Clyde.
Okay, fair. But it sounds really good.
You know, I'm very much up for this.
Too right.
There's some great looking shots in it as well, actually.
It's a side of Bonnie and Clyde which you just have never considered. But in the end of the day, Bonnie and Clyde were bad guys, and it's like maybe we should be following the people who are tracking them down. You know?
Well, that's it. You know, there's a romanticism that's been attributed to them, and you know, we're going to follow up the guys there. And the fact that there's a quote actually in the film that haven't you heard, "We're the bad guys."
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I think what I understand, I was reading a little bit about it. What they're doing is they're going to show, look, Bonnie and Clyde weren't these rebels; they were murderers.
Yeah,
you know, they killed people with families, with kids for fun. You know, the romanticising of them as being it's silly, and this is what these guys were going up against. They were thoroughly expecting to not survive this. They were going into it with the intention of apparently it was they were based on you're not going to catch them, but you're the only thing we've not tried yet. But you're probably going to die, and we probably are. But at the same time, we might just kill them.
Take them down, yeah. Interesting. That's what it's about.
So the other Netflix film that I just kind of mentioned there, from the director of the Jackass movies, it's The Dirt.
I haven't seen the trailer for this.
Go watch it now.
Go watch it now. All right.
Go on, watch it now, and do a little commentary of you watching it. You two watching it. Sorry.
Beck's coming on here, but for God's sake, the Dirt trailer. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. There we go. Nearly flips. Stein. Oh, I can't hear it. See, no one will watch what is it? I have a feeling this isn't going to pull much very positive because these guys don't care about what comes out.
Yeah, it's got some titties in there too.
I've made points that there's too little boobs in movies recently.
You have mentioned it a few times.
Yeah.
The parental warning never mentions boobs anymore, does it?
The parental warning never mentions boobs anymore, and it's upsetting.
I have a feeling that you're going to come out the other end of this film and just want to watch Hot Tub Time Machine again, though.
I like it. In fact, more quite like it.
You want to watch Hot Tub Time Machine again now, don't you?
I do indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
It looks alright, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, to be honest. Which is what a Motley Crue biopic kind of should be.
Absolutely.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay, that was a worthy 2 minutes of everyone's time. Shit. I don't know. Is there anything else?
Long Shot, which you didn't like and I quite liked.
Oh, Jesus fucking wept. Right, yeah, I didn't laugh once at this. Right, Seth Rogen is a irresponsible guy who Charlize Theron is somehow attracted to for probably 2 hours.
Yeah, do you know what? I I think it's just that I find Seth Rogen an amusing.
But so do I. I like the interview. This is the end. Like I like Seth Rogen films. I don't know what it is about. It just, I'll be honest, and I am showing my fucking age like no one's business. Any man that at the age that he is should not be wearing clothes like that. Grow the fuck up.
I agree with you on this. That has been my problem with the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Anthony Kiedis for about the past 15 years. Is he dresses like a 14-year-old? So yeah, I can agree with you on that there.
Like I literally think maybe if I watched this blindfolded, well, you can't watch something blindfolded. That was a stupid thing to say. If I I was about to say it again. Then what am I trying to say?
I watched it with my eyes closed.
Maybe he's blurred out.
But that would be the same as well. You can't watch something with your eyes closed.
No, you can't. Maybe if I listened to this movie.
But yeah, if I listened to this trailer and didn't see what he was wearing, which isn't nearly as eloquent a fucking way of, there's got to be a fucking, that's going to bother the shit out of me. There's got to be a shorter way of saying that. But yes, I think maybe I would have laughed at it. But I'll be honest, I watched it in bed on YouTube at about midnight last Friday or Saturday, drunk, and I didn't laugh once. And I just got very annoyed about what he was wearing.
Yeah, I'm all right with it.
Is it one of those films like Adam Sandler movies when you're watching it going, those girls wouldn't go for him? Is it one of those?
And not quite as bad as an Adam Sandler one where Adam Sandler can pull Salma Hayek or
Jennifer
Aniston and Butler Decker in the same movie.
He's got to be properly fucking charming in this film for me to believe that.
He's already kind of got that with what are the films that Zephron's in with him?
Bad Neighbours.
Yeah, like she wouldn't go for him.
Oh, with Rose Byrne.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, like,
I have a feeling they're anchor babies.
They're what?
Anchor babies.
What's that mean?
It's where you have a baby with someone to make them stay with you.
Yeah, it's an anchor baby.
Oh shit! That's
a hot chick. You get them pregnant, anchor baby.
Anchor baby, yeah.
Have you ever watched The League?
You lock that shit down.
No. That's a term and a half. That is anchor baby.
Anchor baby.
Oh, that's just mean. I don't know. I was going to say there's a weightiness to that, but I mean it though. Like just the impactfulness of that and what that means. That, oh my word! But
bothered you.
It's both impressed and bothered you. That phrase, hasn't it?
Yeah.
We use that phrase a lot, actually, don't we?
Okay, baby. Yeah. Just like it's that I don't know. Like that shit's just fucking devastating. Like, that's the kind of, like, because you explain it, and then it's like, that really makes sense, and that's fucking hurtful.
Yep. Anchor baby.
Wow, that is wow, alright. If
that it comes from the League, basically, Rodney, his hot wife gets her hot body back after having their first baby, so he has to impregnate her again.
Yeah.
So that he has an anchor baby, so that she's not looking elsewhere.
Yeah. And that when she comes back from having the second kid, she'll be a little bit older and won't be able to get quite as hot again. Therefore, she'll still be way too hot for him, but not hot enough to...
And she'll have 2 kids with him. She'll be reliant. Anchor baby.
Anchor baby.
Anchor baby.
So now we've traumatised Ian. I think we'll be done with it.
Anchor baby. Right, okay, well, let's bloody hell. Alright, well, let's move to another film, thing that made me an emotional wreck.
That child is coming. It's your grandchild. I don't understand you. It's your grandchild. What difference does it make how he gets here? The child ain't got nothing to do with that. Ain't none of us got nothing to do with that. That child. That child. That child. That child. That child. Get your shit. Take your shit with you.
If Beale Street Could Talk is directed by Barry Jenkins and stars Stephan James. Oh, God. I can't remember her name because I don't have IMDb up, and I feel so bad because she's Kiki Lane.
Kiki Lane, yeah.
Pulled it out the bag. I'm ever so sorry because she's fucking brilliant. Regina Hall, Michael Beach, or is it Regina King?
Regina King.
I fucking did it again. And others. I'm really annoyed with myself for a variety of reasons on today's show. I'm letting the slide down here. So,
it's a strange cast. I will give this film some bits. There are some weird castings in this. When you've got Pedro Pascal, Diego Luna, Dave Franco, and Ed Skrein in really kind of minor roles.
Do you know what really struck me last night? The villain out of Deadpool could be an Oscar-winning movie. How fucking weird is that?
Yeah.
What, Alita Battle Angel for Best Visual Effects next year?
Definitely not.
I'm just looking forward to like a 10-minute fucking featurette for your considerations thing where James Cameron's talking about the eye technology.
Yeah.
Like, it's just... Anyway,
yeah.
So... adapted from the first English language film adaptation of a novel by James Baldwin. He was the kind of inspiration for I Am Not Your Negro a couple years back, which I think was in my top 10 actually.
It was. It was
yeah.
10, I believe.
I believe it was my number 10 as well. Good memory, fucking hell. It concerns a young couple who have been friends since childhood. They fall in love, she gets pregnant, and then he gets jailed and put up for trial for a crime that he didn't commit. And one half of the couple's family and the father from the other half try very hard to get him out of jail. While it also recounts their kind of relationship and kind of love building up between themselves. So, as I said at the start of the show, I watched this a few weeks back, and I've kind of already said my piece on it. So I think I'll leave it to Mark and Bex for the most part on this, unless they hated it, in which case I'm going to be fucking all over them. So, Becky, what did you think? No pressure.
I'd say it's a weird one. I really enjoyed it. It's a very good film. I feel like they try and take the story in too many directions that they don't pay off on.
This film is about everything, just to say, in human existence. So, you know.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't pull everything off. Sorry, I said I was going to be quiet.
No, because I did really enjoy it. It's very long and it's very slow, but it doesn't feel boring. It's luxuriating in its story, and it's kind of just getting there in its own time, which I'm fine with. I feel like there's a few bits where there's bits that feel like dead ends. Like, oh, we really want a loft, and no one will give us a loft, and then we go see Dave Franco and we get a loft, but nothing ever happens with that. And it's just like, well, okay, so you could have probably left that bit out.
Well, I think it's showing pretty much the happiest moment in their relationship. You know, it's not important.
You're very combative on this one, aren't you, Ian?
I am. Sorry.
I don't know. I feel like it tries to go in a lot of directions that could bear fruit, and then it kind of goes, oh no, but we haven't got time for that because we've got to tell this central story of their love story, which is great, and if that's the main focus, then fine. But I feel like the fact that it tries to pull it off in so many other directions, it makes all of the different stories a bit shallower than they could be. And when the central love story is the deepest of those, and it's got loads of different little rivers going off from this main story, it makes that central story shallower. It doesn't give you enough time to really invest in their relationship. As invested as I was, it could have been deeper.
You wanted to spend more time with them and less time with the bits around it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I feel like they could have invested a bit more time in making people really buy into their relationship than they did. And obviously, there's the whole crime stuff in the background, but it never really delves into that. You never really find out. Obviously, the assumption is that he's innocent, but he's never proven innocent, and he's doing time, and he never gets out. Which is
part of the whole thing of the story, is that
I don't think it's meant to be left ambiguous, because they're basically saying there is literally no physical way.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He could have got from there to there. He was with them, and
I think the part that leads partially into the tragedy of it is that we know, and he and everybody knows that he's innocent. It's just he knows he can't prove it. Not even that he can't prove it. He's not even given a chance to prove it.
Yeah.
He can't get the chance to prove it because it's the judiciary system is stacked against them.
Well, I mean, this is the thing, and you get the subplot with Regina King
going to Puerto Rico.
Have I done it again?
No,
that's fine.
Oh, fuck me! Okay, thank you. Going to Puerto Rico and meeting Pedro Pascal and all that stuff, and it's all you kind of think maybe it's going to go in a direction where they are going to be able to prove it, but there's the kind of I feel like the melancholy tone of like the rest of the film has kind of proven that it's not going to go that way. But what is going to happen? I think if you didn't have that speech for that, the kind of almost monologue from Brian Tyree Henry earlier on, I think maybe you would think there was going to be more hope. But I think that kind of takes it away. But then the fact that the film never once says it didn't happen to her, but it's just it was somebody else. I think that's so. Just that scene is so powerful that it's a woman trying to prove that someone she loves didn't, or someone her daughter loves didn't commit that act, but at the same time also acknowledging the fact that this other woman is in a lot of pain, and then how she just is too human and fucks that up. I like that's a remarkable bit of acting, and I frankly, if she wins the Oscar on Sunday, it will be for that scene. But then I don't know, like you've got that, but then you've got scenes that are just really funny as well, like that fucking scene where they all chew out his mum and his sisters.
Yeah,
it's fucking amazing.
Yeah, I could have spent an awful lot more time with her sister. Her sister seemed like she had some shit to say.
Yeah,
she had ovaries of steel.
She did.
Yeah.
Mark,
what
thoughts?
It's a very good film. It's one that I think I need to rewatch again at some point, because I really enjoyed parts, but there's also parts that kind of, I don't know, left me a little cold. I don't know why they left me cold.
The dialogue's clunky as fuck at points.
Yeah, the dialogue is clunky as hell at points.
But I think, like I said to you last night, I think those bits that are really clunky are probably taken directly from the book.
Right, but a book is a film.
No, it isn't.
So you've got to show that there was bits of the dialogue that just. But the weird thing is, some of it zips so fantastically. Like the scene that you've just mentioned, Ian, there.
Yeah.
it's so vibrant there and so together there that when there's some of the more pensive bits, it felt a little bit. It felt a little bit too much like, right, you're trying to be poetic now, and what you're doing is you're losing me.
It gathers momentum, and then it goes.
You know, and most other people will probably have got more into that, but it started to lose me personally. Obviously, I'm giving my opinion of what I saw, so there's nothing there. I think the acting's all fantastic in it from everybody, with the exception, like I was saying to you last night, of Dave Franco, who I did explain to you last night, that he did seem a little bit skeezy in it.
I think I described it as he seemed like he would keep a second key for the apartment, let himself in, and then just watch them sleep.
No, but I think that's
I don't think he was doing that. I still maintain he wasn't doing that. He was doing that for James Franco because James Franco said to him, "No,
you're the less creepy one.
You're my foil, Dave. You're the upload creep one. If I go in there, they're just going to look at me and think this guy's going to watch us sleep. Whereas if you go in there, Dave, then they get in there, and then I can just sneak in, watch him sleep, and I can just be dropping jizz bombs all over this place."
But I mean, I really liked. Obviously, I'm more in the tank for this, but that's disgusting and funny, by the way. But
oh, jizz bombs! Mark, you are wrong. Sorry, Ian, go on.
No, man, I'm gonna write that out. That was lovely. That was fun. Like, so, I mean, I really like the arc of Dave Franco's character here, even though he's only on for 5 minutes, because, you know, at first it kind of just seems like he wants to sell this space, and then it's like Stephan James kind of ropes him into. Jesus Christ!
I had to leave the room.
Do you want me to give it a minute?
No, she's left the room.
Okay, alright, fucking hell. So, yeah, and then it's like, Stephan James is kind of roping him into helping with the, the pretending about the furniture and whatnot, and then it's like, okay, that's kind of goofy and sweet, and then it kind of cuts to outside, and they're having that conversation. It's like, look, I just see two people who are really happy with each other, and I want to help them out. You know, so it goes from, he's this guy just trying to sell this place, to actually, no, he is legitimately trying to help them out, and he's just being nice, and that, like, I think the almost, like, random acts of kindness kind of aspect of that, and then the joy that they have following that is lovely. And I, you know, if I'm being honest, I think it's very important that with Barry Jenkins here, if the only white character of note was Ed Skrein, you know, then it's almost like the film would almost be opening itself up to, like, well, this film hates white people or whatever, you know, and I like that Barry Jenkins obviously fucking doesn't, and I like that Dave Franco, his part in it shows that there are people in this world who get on with black people, and there is a hope for the fucking future.
They do make it very clear, though, that Franco's character is a, let's say, minority within that society.
Yeah,
no, fair. There's a fair, that's absolutely a fair comment, and but
your average white guy on the street is the bad guy in this movie.
Yeah, which is a fair point. Within the world of the movie, it is.
Do you know what? I actually hadn't thought about it that way, and because
the other white character that they encounter within the movie is Diego Luna, who you keep thinking he's going to be in it more, and then he's not.
Actually, looking at it like that, you've got Diego Luna, who's supposed to be obviously Mexican. You've got Franco, who is Jewish, and then you've got the other white character in it.
Pedro Pascal.
I don't know who that is.
Which one are you meaning?
The lady that runs the shop that sticks up for them.
Yeah.
She's clearly, like, is she Polish or something?
Polish,
yeah. So all the white characters that are nice are minorities, and then the white character that's a dick is, like, clearly supposed to be some, probably because it's America and I think they're all Irish, Irish-American cop. And he's a real dick. Because, like, you're watching it and thinking, yeah, but, like, so how
he's almost comic book levels of prick.
Yeah. But I was watching it thinking, so how, right, so if he's so far away from where this crime scene is, how did they even get to him? But clearly, like, you're supposed to fill in the blanks yourself and go, all right, okay, so he's encountered him here, he's told him which street he lives on, so he just goes after him. So,
see,
yeah.
The more I talk about it, though, this film, the more I'm warming to it.
Oh, it's a lovely film, and it's really, like...
I feel
it's
like
a lovely, not lovely film. It's a lovely film that makes you feel a little bit uncomfortable about the fact that these characters have been put in this situation and she's having to raise this kid on her own because of this shit.
Yeah. But there's hope. That's the thing. It's like it's interesting because Jenkins added that last scene. That last scene wasn't in the book, and
the one in the prison.
Yeah,
with the kid. Yeah,
yeah. Which is a fucking ballsy thing to do, you know, to invent essentially a new ending.
Yeah.
But you know, apparently the Baldwin people are happy with that. Well, I mean, obviously they are because otherwise, you know. But I think he's a filmmaker who just. He knows people. He knows how people tick, and he knows that things can be horrible in the world, but he also knows that things can be lovely and that life is worth living.
It's more of a biting film than I expected it to be.
Yeah, I said to you when we were watching it, didn't I? My God, this is going to be so earnest.
Yeah. I expect it to be. I expect it to be very good and very rich. But I was worried, thinking if this is just poetic, machinations of them looking at each other, and it's not gonna get me.
And then they start dropping C-bombs.
And then you get that scene where with the family, and I thought, right, all right, this is great. This is, I'm very much with this. And I think that the more I talk about it, the more my minor issues with it, and they were very minor issues with it, are starting to kind of seep away, and I'm getting more into it, I think.
I feel like if it had kept the level of quality that it has in that scene throughout,
it'd been a 5-star. So
yeah, it would, but it doesn't.
No, it doesn't for me. I agree with that.
The strongest scene.
Yeah, well, without question. For me,
I think it's one of several strong scenes for me. Like that. I mean, that Brian Tyree Henry section, like that dude's like I fucking like that. I don't watch Atlanta, but he was really good in Widows, and I liked him as the dad in Spider-Man. And you know, he is an actor I would like to watch in fucking anything he wants to be in at this point.
He's quite fun in Hotel Atlas as well.
Oh, fuck me! You see, there you go. I need to watch that. And just
whenever it arrives on Prime, I think it'll arrive on Prime very soon if it's not already there. Is very much a good Tuesday night movie.
Cool, nice. It just the way that his character goes from like really, really happy to see Stephan James, and you know, and I actually kind of thought that his character was going to be introduced, and it was almost going to be like he's the person who somehow gets Stephan James's character involved in it. Yeah,
yeah. I thought that of Diego Luna at first. And then I thought of him, and I was there going, right, so who is it that gets him in shit?
Well, this is what I mean though by unwoven threads in the movie. There's just people introduced for no reason.
But I think what it's doing is it's saying that it's basically just showing the interactions. There's
just people in your life, they're not going to have a good influence, they're not going to have a bad influence.
No, I think it's showing that it's rather than it being the connective tissue gets them to where it is, it's just showing you how they got to where they did. Not everybody had a great influence on it. He just happened to be the guy that he was with.
But that's not how
when all this, what is it? No, but how this movie works.
I would maybe say that is something that maybe works more in a novel, because if you had that section in a novel and it was more for just thematic
narrative purposes,
by the end of it, you're not thinking, well, that section in the middle of the book didn't really go anywhere, because you think, because it feels more in with the tone. And that's the thing. I think that's almost like, you could maybe consider it a short film within this film, but it very much is a kind of a transition between the happier moments and the kind of the darker aspects that it does take. You know, I mean, just the way that he kind of freezes up when he's talking about how it was in jail, and then Tish comes in, and then it just suddenly it kind of kicks back in again, and he's laughing and joking, and it's just like, what the fuck happened to him that he's not really wanting to talk about? And that kind of set my mind racing, and I found that really disturbing, that it's almost like he's having this real honest moment with this guy who, Stefan Fonni says in he kind of knew him, but it was just nice to see a familiar face more than anything else. And this guy's opening up to him because he probably doesn't have anybody else to talk to, and he's just going down this.
It's the first person that's been able to speak to, I think.
But then as soon as Tish comes in, he kind of feels like he has to revert back to, hey, what's going on? You got that food, and yeah, that's brilliant. Yeah, I'll have a beer, thank you, Tish. It's that kind of the fragility of him, but then having to kind of live up to what people think he is. It just, like I say, I mean, I genuinely, and I mean, it sounds like hyperbole, but this film is kind of about everything for me. It's about being happy, it's about being sad, it's about being angry, it's about being contemplative, it's about being upset, it's about being fucking hungry. I was fucking hungry watching bits of this film, and it manages to do that all in 2 hours, where for me, because I connected with it so much, maybe some of the narrative lanes that it goes down but doesn't really pick up again, it wasn't as much of a bother for me, because I thought it all just added to the tonal mix of it.
But this is what, I mean, a very different project, obviously, but this is what I was getting at the other day when we were talking about the Pet Sematary project. I think you can sometimes too slavishly try to stick to a book, and I think this both benefits and hinders. Yeah, this particular film. I think the clunky dialogue is a result of trying to stick too closely to the material in the book, and I think that, like you say, that scene there with him probably works great in the book, but not necessarily so well on film. If you're adapting a book, you have to adapt it, and it has to be made into the best format it can be for the format it's going to be in. But I think, again, it benefits from it because it comes across as really stylized, but it makes it a bit inaccessible unless you're willing to go on that particular.
I think there's an element where I think it did grab, I think, me and you, Bex.
Yeah.
But I don't think it grabbed anywhere near as much as it grabbed Ian, certainly, which is fair enough.
Ian's clearly got a much more romantic soul than either of us.
Yes, I think that's true.
Yeah, I don't know. I found it heartbreaking, and yeah, I mean, I think that's it. Though. I mean, I do think it's different strokes for different folks, and this film hasn't been universally loved or anything like that. And I wasn't expecting to get out of it what I did,
It's better than 2 or 3 of the nominated.
Oh God, yeah.
Best pictures.
Yeah.
The fact that Bohemian Rhapsody got a nomination over this, I think is objectively incorrect.
Yeah,
it's largely offensive that Bohemian Rhapsody got a nomination.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's not just better than that. It's better than a few of them.
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
It's just like I could see how other people might be into the other films as much as I am with Beale Street. With Bohemian Rhapsody, I don't know, unless you are a Wayne's World or Queen really hardcore fan, I don't know how you argue. Even in that case, I don't know how you argue that Bohemian Rhapsody is a better film than If Beale Street Could Talk. I mean, I'll be honest. I mean, I know why it was nominated for Best Picture, but I don't know how you could argue that Black Panther is. But I understand why Black Panther is there. And if it was Black Panther or If Beale Street Could Talk, I'd say, look, cool. Either one of them, they're fine. But I don't know why someone would say that Black Panther is a better Best Picture than If Beale Street Could Talk.
I mean, I don't get it with the Black Panther nomination. I didn't get a chance to talk about this when we did our Oscars sum up.
Nobody got a chance to talk about anything except for Brad Beck, so don't worry.
But I understand the relevance of it. I understand the importance of it as a cinematic release, etc. The impact on all that kind of stuff. I get that. But if you're taking the films at film value, it wasn't even the best Marvel film of last year. Never mind one of the best pictures of the year. The impact should be incidental. It is the best picture. It isn't the best picture that had an influence on society. Go on.
I agree with you. However, I do think every so often there is a film that does transcend that. What is it? And does have to trump that when it is such a. It was such an impactful and such a thing for a whole race of young, and that's what I mean, young African American kids who had seen a black superhero, but they were always stood behind and helping out the white superhero. This was not just a film about one; it was a film about 2 or 3, and the bad guys were also represented as them, and then the heroines and everything. It did transcend that feeling, which I absolutely agree with, and it's the reason why I know it feels like we're just fucking talking about Bohemian Rhapsody too much on this, so I promise this will be the last thing I mention about it. But there, you can't say, oh, but you know, I really enjoyed getting into it with the Queen song. It's like, okay, the film's still fucking shit, right? Which you can do with that, but I do think that Black Panther, if it wins it, it's maybe a step too far because it's not that good a movie. But I do think that occasionally you have to secede to that kind of thing and go, do you know what? There are points, and you can disagree with that, and that is perfectly fine, and neither of us are right or wrong about them, right? But I do think that with Black Panther, there is that level of that, where you look at a kid who is running around shouting, I'm Black Panther, rather than I'm Captain America or Iron Man, and has that option, it's, right, it means more to that fucking kid, and that's what it's fucking made for.
No, and I get that.
There's too many times that we get wrapped up in superhero movies thinking that they're made for 27 to 45-year-old fucking men. They're not. They're still made for fucking kids.
And I completely agree with your point there, and I fully agree about the impact that it had. I just wished it had alongside that been a good movie.
A better story.
And it isn't. It's not a good story. It's not a very well made movie. The action scenes aren't great, and I think it's lacking. I think there's a better representative film out there that they could have made.
I mean, to be I don't know. I mean, like Black Klansman is a better film than Black Panther.
Yeah.
God, you weren't on full time when we did Black Panther, were you, Bex? No. Yeah, all right, fair enough.
And I didn't see it when it first came out either.
I just that's the thing. I mean, I'm from the sheer cultural force. I know why it's there, and I think it's brilliant that it's there, and that like Mark said, people are going to be saying like Wakanda forever instead of. Well, Captain America doesn't have a catchphrase, I suppose, but what? But I think maybe we're drifting away from If Beale Street Could Talk, so maybe we should move on.
What I will say is I just mentally quickly did films that I think is better than the Best Pictures, and actually it's better than like 4 or 5 of them in my eyes.
Klansman's the only clear winner for me in the Best Picture.
If Beale Street didn't get nominated, I was just in a quantum leap world there for a second, guys. Sorry. Black Klansman is the clear Best Picture winner. Thank you,
It's
Becky.
the only Best Picture Oscar-worthy movie in that category.
Well, you're fucking wrong, but
A Star Is Born isn't a Best Picture Oscar-winning worthy movie.
A Star Is Born it's baffling that it's not going to win it. It is the most Best Picture kind of picture.
I gotta say, it's fucking mental that A Star Is Born has burnt out as much as it has over the Oscar season. It's weird that film is probably gonna win 1 Oscar.
Yeah. It is. What I will say, if that film was released in January or in December, it'd be clear enough.
If that thing,
even you've got to admit that Black Klansman is a better movie than A Star Is Born.
No, I will not admit that.
You are incorrect.
No, I'm not. I'm fine with you two thinking that, and I will not argue that with you. But you think, what is it? 'Cause I think Black Klansman is an incredible movie. But no, it's not. It's not like I'm saying Green Book's better, which Green Book is a perfectly fine movie. But no, I categorically do not agree with that at all in any shape or form. But what I will say is...
It really got to that, didn't it?
It did. What I'll say there is, if Beale Street Could Talk, for me, is better than Roma. It's better than Bohemian Rhapsody. It's better than The Favourite. It's better than Green Book. And it's better than Vice.
Yeah.
Oh, thank fuck you said Vice, because I was just going to have to shout
what I'll say there is I don't think it's better than Black Klansman. I don't think it's better than The Star Is Born. And is there another one I'm missing? I'm actually forgetting.
What, The Favourite?
I know I already said The Favourite. I think it's better than The Favourite.
Okay.
It's a lot better than The Favourite. In fact, the more I talk about it, I've just changed my letterbox from 4 to 3.5 to 4. And now I'm thinking about it, but to take it to 4.5. When I was talking about it, I thought, do you know what? I was being snippy and letting my snippiness overtake me. And Ian's right. I was being too snippy with it.
Embrace the loring.
It's a very enjoyable... Not enjoyable. Enjoyable is the wrong word, because there's problematic elements to it.
But
it is enjoyable.
But I do think it's enjoyable.
Yeah, there's enjoyable moments for sure.
You're not there for plot development. You're not there for plot progression. You're just there to kind of be there on this little bit of their journey.
Ian's convinced me I have an entire whole star to my review of Star Is Born. Other side, if Beale Street Could Talk on Letterboxd.
It's 4.5.
Yeah, that's now 4.5 for me.
Fucking A.
And do you know what? I feel loads better with that, and I'm actually looking forward to rewatching it now.
Can I ask one question?
No.
Hey, come on, bud.
You know his nickname is Fonny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his name is Alonzo?
Yeah.
Where the fuck does Fonny come from?
No, it says his name is something. His name's Alonzo. I can't remember what it is, but he's got a middle name. It comes with his middle name.
Because I thought I must have misheard his like actual name, and it should have been like Alfonso, and that's where Fonny came from.
Yeah,
but it's not. It's
Alonzo.
Yeah. Okay.
Also, I just want to say the score, I pray, wins Best Original Score. that score fucking is lovely, and I've listened to it a lot. I haven't been as taken with a score since the score for Carol.
Fucking Carol, you're not allowed to mention that on the podcast, Ian.
Oh, I'll be mentioning it when it comes to best of decade time.
Really? Really?
Might well.
Have you rewatched it?
Oh yeah, we watched it a couple months back.
Okay.
I've got a toilet at that point.
I just I don't think I'll ever forget having that fucking argument with you about it and literally going, I just need to go to sleep now.
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like I should rewatch it because Ian likes it so much, but I just... Oh, God, no.
I've got a feeling I'm going to say don't because I think you'll probably side with Mark, and I don't need that. Actually, a slight tangent. Jordan WhatsApped us the other day about doing some sort of best of the decade, overall film bastards, voting poll thing. So, in 2009 for Cinerama, I had a bunch of people on to do basically the best film of the decade, and it was the day after we'd flown back from a 2-week holiday in Florida, and I got the flu, and it was me jet lagged and with flu, and I don't remember a single fucking thing about that entire recording apart from the fact that Let the Right One In won.
I remember that, yeah.
And I think maybe we should do something like that. Even though I'm kind of stealing an idea from Film Junk here as well, but I was kind of thinking as we go through the year, maybe we could do top 10 of the year lists that are obviously now, because I think comparing them to what they were then, at least Mark and I for the most part, could be quite interesting, because I'll be honest, we started recording in 2012. I got no idea what I said my favourite film of 2012 was.
I know what it was.
What?
The Grey.
Hey, was that 2012?
Yeah, I think so. I'm sure it was. It was our first year doing What Is It? Yeah.
Oh, shit, alright, because that probably would have been yeah. But I think it would be interesting to kind of through the year, just look back on the decade like that, and then just do a fucking...
You know what I think we should do for our best of the decade show, though? Do it in person.
There you go.
Get together.
Oh, yeah.
Literally get us three,
Yeah.
Noel, Jordan, whoever else, just fucking in a room.
Yeah.
We'd have to be very careful with the drinking, mind.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we would do.
Literally, we would have to have it so that we have
the time of it.
Yeah, but literally have it down to a subset before we actually start recording.
Yeah,
because I think we could debate these. This is gaming podcasts I used to listen to. Giant Bomb. Every year they get together and they record their end of year discussion stuff just verbatim, and I think last year it was literally 6 hours long. And that's the thing. It's if we could get it down to a almost, because it would be like a collective list.
Yeah.
So getting down a list of films that is kind of agreed by everyone that those films were the best, the best of the decade, and then ordering those.
Yeah. Remember, guys, we are the people who had a 20-hour conversation about Prometheus.
No, I mean that. God, I wish we recorded that.
Yeah, I think we worked out, didn't we, once that we reckon we have spoken for over an entire 24 hours on Prometheus.
Yeah, I mean, literally, the day we saw Prometheus in itself, did we record anything that weekend?
I think we recorded a little bit, but not a lot.
because I don't know, like literally, there was that one point where we were in the pub, and I think Becky and Donna and Claire were outside, like just drinking, and came
Claire.
like came back in. It was like, oh, you're still fucking talking about that? Then just walked off and went back outside. And then I think, didn't we get Jordan on the phone?
Yeah.
Oh, that fucking film.
Yeah.
Anyway,
that's going to be up there in film of the decade, isn't it? It's a great film.
Fuck off.
Like literally, it's a running joke at my work that people will just say to me at the end of the conversation, "Prometheus was good." And I people do it to me. I don't think they even know the context. I think they've just been told to do it.
Nice.
The running joke at my work is people, whenever I'm talking about going out, going, "Do you want some really good beer?" And I'll go, "What?" And they'll go, "Taddy Lager." To give you an idea of Taddy Lager is the shittest beer in the world.
Excellent.
It is.
Worse than, what's it?
I don't know. What's it?
That they serve at the Six Battle.
That's it. That's what they said at the Six Battle. Taddy Lager.
Okay.
It's shite.
Right.
It's literally possibly the worst thing that's happened.
Right.
It's worse than swell.
Nice.
I'd prefer to drink piss direct from a full cock.
Excellent.
Wow, that was descriptive. Right, while I mute the mic to go for a wee, Mark, do you want to run through what the poll results came
I
out
will
as?
run through what the poll said. If Beale Street could talk, definitely not shit, 67%.
Right.
Touching cloth, 33%. So shit and Geostorm with 0% on that. So it's a very I'm mildly surprised at that, to be honest. I thought there'd be a bit more. I thought it'd been swung more to definitely not shit than it was to the cloth touching.
Well, I think there is points in it that are a bit like bits of the dialogue, the monologue, the narration, stuff like that. It's I can kind of understand. Correct. I don't agree.
That review went on a lot longer than I thought it was going to. Good work, everyone. Right, so let's do Happy Death Day to You.
Al. Ryan. Dude, I am tripping right now.
Yeah.
No, seriously. I'm having that thing. You know, what's it called? When you feel like you've already lived through something before.
Deja vu?
Yes, that. I feel like I've totally lived through this day already.
Wait, what? Okay. Just breathe. Just breathe. Listen to me. The day reset when you died, right?
Yeah, some psycho dude named Baby Mess attacked me. But it was just a dream, right?
Toombs is dead. So's Lori. And who's the killer this time?
Hello? Will someone please explain what the hell is going on?
And you're going to be stuck reliving this day until we figure out how to stop it.
Directed and written this time by Christopher Landon, starring Jessica Roth, Israel Brouchard, the kid from Life of Pi, which was interesting to see him in something from Life of Pi to Happy Death Day to You, and others. So, Happy Death Day to You is the sequel to Happy Death Day. Surprise hit, surprise horror hit for Blumhouse. It sees Jessica Roth return as Tree, a woman who finds herself in a Groundhog Day-esque loop of reliving the day of her murder again and again and again. But this time, there's a bit of a sci-fi component to it. Becky, what did you think of Happy Death Day to You?
I really enjoyed it. I think it was maybe a bad idea to watch the first one so close to going to see the second one because it isn't as good as the first one. But it is great, and the montage where she keeps fucking killing herself is awesome, just genuinely awesome. I think one of the strengths of the first one is the fact that it doesn't try to explain the why behind what's going on. it just lets you kind of watch it play out. I think this one gets a little bit too bogged down in the whys and the how to solve it, but then ultimately, obviously, that is the crux of the story. I don't want to sound like I'm being negative. I had a really, really fucking good time with it. It's a really good, fun film. It's just not as good as the first one.
Mark?
Yeah, I'm a little bit the same in the sense that, but then again, I didn't expect it to be as good as the first one. I expected it to be, what is it? I like the fact that it goes on such a different tangent. I like the fact that this one's more kind of sci-fi elements of it, and it opens up a whole different world to it. But also, when it does seem to accept the fact that, right,
can't just do the same thing.
We're going to do this. We can't do the same thing again. We've got to open it up. We've got to do this little bit different thing. But what we have to do is make sure that Jessica Rother is still the star of the show, because she is the charismatic presence that brings it all kind of together. And I like the fact that her arc continues through this. So she's not finished. Her arc hasn't finished there. She continues to.
She's not fully cooked, and it's about the people around her.
Yeah,
she's
still moving on like that, but she's not completely changed. She's still got her own identity, which I think is really quite cool within that.
I kind of wish they're going to sling her in a parallel universe that explored that a bit more.
There was a joke that I fucking loved in this movie that I think only I kind of laughed at. I just get out to see change out these clothes because they're just fucking disgusting.
Yeah.
Because she's literally wearing them for ages to herself. And then the fact that you get all these different outfits with her is really quite cute. What the hell are you looking for down there? It is great. And possibly the best moment of both movies is when she's completely lost her shit because she's back in the day. And the guy comes out and she just screams gay at him. You are gay! Which I was hoping as they were doing it, because you're going, I really hope they've got the balls to have her just scream you're gay at him.
Yeah.
I really hope that they've got the balls and they're not going to go, can we do this? No. She's going to stop and go, look, and just explain to him that he's gay. But the fact that she just screams at him is brilliant.
I mean,
the line reading.
Both movies, she is absolutely fucking great. And like I say, when she's doing her suicide montage, that bit where she fucking jumps out of the plane just in a bikini, and then you see her crashing to the ground in front of them two kissing is awesome.
Yeah, that was added afterwards.
Yeah,
that was They felt they needed another outlandish one. And that's what they went for.
It's brilliant,
even though
just her slow-mo sinking to the ground, just grinning and swearing. It's mint.
I was watching an interview with her on the Hollywood Reporter YouTube channel, and she was just talking about how much she fucking loved doing that. Yeah. It's like, good for you. Like, good for you. Like specifically the swimsuit bit. And just like her just being free and just being fuck it. Even though my favourite moment of that montage was just the shot of her like gleefully running towards that wood chipper in like the full-on fucking exercise outfit, and just the way she then just jumps into it.
Oh. She winks to the guy in the supermarket and then drinks the drain declogger.
Yeah,
she's a wonderful screen presence.
She is, yeah, she's great.
And the thing is, it's like you say, I didn't enjoy it as much the first. That's not to say I didn't enjoy it. And I think I said to you, we should have watched Happy Death Day.
I know, but any excuse to watch Happy Death Day, I want to take it.
What did you think, Liam?
I'm pretty much set that on my gravestone, I'm going to have right at the bottom in relatively small type, Happy Death Day to You is one of the greatest sequels of all time.
Very good.
Good.
I'm pretty much there. I fucking adore this film. I think the first film was fantastic as well. I think the sheer balls to just go in a completely different genre. Because the film basically stops even trying to be scary about 20 minutes in, and then after that, it's like you get that the sequence which leads up to the reveal of the killer being that guy. And then basically that's it, it stops. And what I love about both of these films is the fact that they're the rare horror film that actually have positive messages. The first one is about literally trying every day to live your best life. And this one is essentially about not living in the past.
Yeah.
And that moment that she's having that conversation with the guy and saying I lived all these lives and I lived these days and I fell in love with you, and then to see you with her, I think Jessica Roth, she's a really good actress. She's a really fucking good actress, and she can do the bitch, she can do the just the nice girl, and she can do the feeling, and
and she can land the jokes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I felt that, and it just these films are just weirdly lovely films about living life and trying to be the best person you can be and moving forward. And things are shitty in the past, but they make you what they are. I think
where she's essentially saying goodbye to her mum as well is kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah. No. I mean, it is. It really is, and that's it. I mean, these films just they do this stuff that other horror films just don't. It's not about gleefully seeing who's going to be picked off. It's about, the first one is about watching this fucking bitch learn that she's a bitch and improve herself. And this one, it's again, it replays moments from the first one, and I love how they just bring everybody back from the first one. And
I love how they have repeated shots as well. Which one is it that it absolutely repeats, almost beat for beat up to a point? Is it when she's in the hospital?
Oh God, yeah. And it's the hunky doctor guy, and it literally does seem like it's the middle of the first one again.
Yeah. I liked that they didn't so much is different, but so much stays the same. It was I liked that.
But that's the thing. And also just the fact that the killer from the first one isn't really dealt with all much suspicion in this one, because it is a different reality, and this time she plays a different character and she is sympathetic, and when she dies, it is quite upsetting, and I like the way that it completely changes your perception there. And I think that the reveal of the killer towards the end, it has to be done. But
it feels incidental, doesn't it?
It does, but I think that's on purpose. I think it is basically right. Here's this fucking whatever. By that point, that's not the thing that you're concerned about in the slightest. It's how is she going to get herself out of this loop? Who is she going to pick, Carter or her mum? And I don't think you necessarily expect that going into this film. I will say, apparently there's talk of a trilogy, and it's a bit let's just stop a good thing while it's going now.
I want to see the third film.
I think the third film will be about Danielle, though, and I don't know if I need to see that.
I think the third one will be about them with Dipra. Dafra.
Oh, Dartha.
Yeah, I think that will be about that rather than Danielle. I think Danielle is going to be, it could be about them torturing Danielle. You can't find me.
I don't know.
Like that nice Danielle as much as you like bitch.
I didn't like nice Danielle. No, she irked me.
I don't know. I mean, I kind of got the sense maybe the third one would be about weaponizing the loop. You know, because obviously in this one it's like, well, who can we test it on? Oh, okay, it's going to be her. But this time it's maybe going to be actually like using it and maybe getting drunk on power or something like that. I don't know. Let's maybe just leave it there.
But that is, unless they have a really good idea. Like, to be fair, having watched Happy Death Day, if they'd mentioned the sequel at that point,
yeah, that's true. Actually,
you'd have been like, I don't think it needs one. Whereas it's actually a really good sequel. So if they come up with a good enough idea and they make the sequel on that basis rather than shit, we've got to make a sequel, let's come up with one. It's different, isn't it? It depends what the motivation is.
I mean, we'll see that. I mean, it's interesting. It's the rare Blumhouse film that hasn't done that well. I mean, it was projected to do low to mid 20s in the US last weekend, and it made, I think, like 10 million or something like that. Which
yeah, just Blue's commenting on it, hasn't he?
Oh, has he? What did he say?
Yeah, he's said that Happy Death Day to you is a film that everyone at Blumhouse is really proud of, and one that he personally really, really likes. And said, yeah, it has performed lower than we expected in the US, but it's actually performed really strong overseas. So, from a business level, he said it's still. What he said, I'm still counting it as a success.
Yeah, I mean, the production budget was $9 million.
And
It's
so far,
made,
it's done 30.
Yeah, so there you go. It's in the black.
He said, the thing is, he went on to say, he said, Happy Death Day didn't make all its money in its first weekend. It made it. If you'd taken Happy Death Day on its first weekend, you'd have been saying the same thing. It was word of mouth that got that movie.
Yeah.
Going.
Well, I mean, I'd recommend the sequel to anyone that will listen to me. So.
Me too. I'm very people.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, Happy Death Day made, off of a budget of 4.8 million, it made 125 million worldwide.
Mental that.
Fuck, so, yeah, I mean, the series, it's still doing okay. Only number 15 in Blumhouse Productions, though. So, in the US, this is, Get Out, number 1. I suppose it's not much of a surprise.
Yeah.
He's made a lot of films. Gem and the Holograms at number 40. Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, I forgot that was there, man.
Whiplash, number 34. I love that Whiplash is in there.
So, yeah, I've definitely not shit on it. Is everyone else?
Yeah, absolutely, definitely not shit.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, audience vote. Definitely not shit, 67%. Touching cost, 17%. And shit, 17%.
Aww. Aww.
So, I'm just looking at the fucking... God, the Paranormal Activity films had a fucking bouncy spell.
Well, they did, didn't they? They were very up and down as they were releasing basically every Halloween.
I mean, so Paranormal Activity, gross in the US, $107 million. Paranormal Activity 2, $84 million. Then Paranormal Activity 3 went back up to $104 million. 4, $53 million. Then the marked ones, $32 million. And then the Ghost Dimension, $18 million. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I think I've only seen the first one.
You've only seen the first one?
I think so, yeah.
Those would be some films to do one day. Just because I swear to fucking God, every single one from 3, the last 10 minutes are exactly the same.
I think you've seen all of those at the cinema.
Don't think I didn't see the marked ones in the cinema, but yeah, I think I watched the rest. God, Paranormal Activity was 10 years ago. I saw that in Florida with... I was by myself, like literally, like Florida with Donna and like all her family. We were in Universal Studios. I was like, yeah, I'm going to go take myself off to go and see this fucking horror film for an hour and a half. So I went by myself, and it was me, like 2 other guys by ourselves, and then these 3 women who had the best fucking time watching it. Like, literally, just like, don't go in there, don't go in there, don't go in there. She went in there, don't go in there, don't go in there. You know, just fucking screaming at the film. And it was so good.
That's what you want people to have, that kind of, what is it there?
But then, like, when it came out, it was when I was working in the cinema, and, oh God, I remember we had 2 prints of Paranormal Activity, and I used to try and time when the lights went up to scare people at the end. And just watching, like putting the lights on, and then just watching people jump out their seats turned into a bit of a game for me for a little while. That was fun.
Well done.
And then there was the time that someone put on Paranormal Activity instead of Twilight. That was good. There was some scared kids in the audience that fucking day. Yeah. Anyway, oh shit! There was the time that I put on the Let Me In instead of that fucking Zack Snyder Owl film. That was that came out.
Owls of Gahul.
Yeah. Literally put on the first 10 minutes of Let Me In by mistake.
Oh wow!
Well, to be fair, I was a little bit of a tangent. I was a little bit fucked over because we had 2 ways of checking we were putting the right film on, and both of them, the person programming the projectors and writing up the sheets on the projectors just fucked up, and it was a Saturday afternoon where like the kids' films were like kind of more on during the day than the adult films, whereas the weekday it was like the adult films more than the kids' films. So they wrote up Let Me In to play, programmed the projector to expect Let Me In as well. So I was none the wiser. And then literally I got a really angry radio call from a manager saying there's a mum that's just come out of Guardians of Gahul saying that Let Me In's on. I fucking shit myself. And like literally he came right up and I was like, look, fair play, but look at this sheet. This sheet says I'm supposed to put on Let Me In. What does the projector screen say? It says I'm supposed to put on Let Me In. I felt awful because the kid looked pretty fucking young.
Wow.
I don't know what happens in the first 10 minutes of Let Me In, but I'm guessing it's not good.
It's quite bleak, I remember.
So, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. Those were fun times. So, how'd the poll come out?
For, what is that? Isn't it? You
Did you not do it?
Yeah, I did it.
You did it?
Yeah.
What? How did it come out?
Definitely not shit, 67%, touching cloth 17%, and shit 17%.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Random.
A little bit random, that one.
Right, oh, fuck me, it's getting late, isn't it? Right, what are we doing now? We're doing The Final Girls. Oh, yeah, we're doing The Final Girls. Directed by a guy called Todd.
Todd Strauss-Schulson.
That's the one. And it stars Teresa Farmiga, Alexander Ludwig, Nina Dobrev, Elias Shawkat, Adam Devine, and others. Oh, Thomas Middleditch. I think that's his name. Middleditch?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Malin Ackerman as well. That's the lady I was forgetting. So, story is Teresa Farmiga is mourning the loss of her mother, played by Malin Ackerman, who was a horror actress in the 80s. Doing a revival screening of her other film she was in, Camp Bloodbath, I believe it's called. And through some machinations, she and her friends find herself in Camp Bloodbath, and things ensue. So, I think we'd all seen this before, hadn't we?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so, Mark, rewatched the Final Girls. What do you think?
Well, I remember, the weird thing was, I didn't remember that much about the actual film itself, but I did remember that I actually really quite enjoyed it. And so I thought, right, rather than kind of refreshing myself with watching a trailer or reading anything about it, I'll just go back into it cold and let memories kind of start coming back on me. And so I'd completely forgotten that I knew they ended up in the movie, but I couldn't remember how they got there or anything like that. So it was that it's a very... It's clearly influenced by very certain movies. So Friday the 13th, for instance, and The Burning as well, I think is very much within that as well. But it's clearly made by somebody who has an affection and affinity for these movies, which is really quite cool.
You can absolutely feel that as well.
Yeah, and it's not a...
It's done in a loving way.
It's done in a loving way rather than a mocking way. And it's kind of going, look, these things are the reasons why we love them. And, you know, almost in the audience, you wouldn't be watching this if you didn't love these types of movies.
These tropes might be dumb, but god damn it, we love them.
Yeah, I think all the casts are a lot of fun. It's a lot more zany than I remember it being, which I really kind of got on with. But, yeah, I had a really good time again with it. It's visually fun. The beats are quite fun within it. It sticks its horror quite nicely. It manages to make me not go kind of like every time Adam Devine comes on screen, because he's just one of those.
Yeah, but he's utilised well in this because he's supposed to be that.
Yeah, he's fine.
And he dies at the right time.
Yeah,
he dies before his shtick has wore off.
As does Hot Camp Bloodbath Final Girl. Like, you didn't need any more time with her within the context of this movie, but in obviously Camp Bloodbath, she's the final girl.
Yeah, whereas within this movie, she's just boring. She's a boring trope within this movie. Yeah. But yeah, I enjoyed my time with it again.
Yeah.
It also as well is one of those rare movies that's exactly as long as it needs to be. 90 minutes, and it gets the fuck in and gets the fuck out.
I think the way that it knows the characters that need to be killed off. Thomas Middleditch.
Yeah.
Like, literally, he's there for the exposition and to make you understand, okay, we're in this world. And then it's the one who's enjoying it who then gets killed off, and it's like, oh shit, this is actually real. Right, see you later, bye.
Is that the Silicon Valley guy?
Yeah. That's it. So, and him and Adam Devine and Paula, and then you've got your core cast of characters. And I mean, I think Teresa Farmiga is the almost the quintessential final girl. She. Sorry, Becky. What did you think?
Yeah, well, I absolutely fucking loved it. I loved it when we first watched it. I like the way that it kind of spins things on the head, and kind of, I disagree to an extent about Teresa Farmiga. I think she's a bit wet for your typical final girl, which is why she only gets to be the final girl because Malin Ackerman sacrifices herself for her. So it's kind of, she deserves to be the final girl.
She's in the realm of Jamie Lee Curtis in Halloween, though, isn't she?
She's not ballsy like your average final girl, though. She doesn't get to a point and then go, right, we need to fucking man up. she only does it once. Malin Ackerman dies, and she gets the final girl power, and then she suddenly heals from her wounds.
I think it's not a million.
But I like.
I just muted my mic accidentally. Sorry. It's not a million miles away from Jamie Lee Curtis going like, "Well, hey kiddo, you blah blah." You know, she feels like if she was in the 70s, she would be Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with Steve on this one. I think she's a very standard final girl.
I don't know. I mean, fair enough. I kind of think that she's not. They're not trying to present her as a typical final girl. Like, she's got all these kind of issues and stuff which final girls tend to do. I mean, look at Sydney off of Scream. She's got pretty much the same kind of issues about her mum and stuff like that. But she never kind of comes into her own until after that sacrifice. She never really fights back properly until after that.
I think she's fighting against the idea of it because she wants her mum to be the final girl and that. But I think that takes maybe away from it there. What I will say,
she wants them both to kind of get out of it, doesn't she? And obviously that's not how it works.
One thing that did kind of like baffle me, and it's still, I mentioned it to you when we were watching last night. Not last night, night before last. The bit where the cord doesn't come down, and Ali Shawkat and Nia Dobrev get killed there. That still would have blown them up from where they were.
Yeah. But they'd have been able to run away.
No, they wouldn't.
Well, no, because it wasn't to blow up, was it? It was like petrol or something. So they'd have been able to run away from it burning. It was just supposed to burn it.
Wait, it didn't blow up.
Well, yes, it did, but...
And then you got a cool jump out a window from it.
You did do that thing. Yeah. Hey. Oh, I had a really good point to make. I can't run it over.
Sorry.
You ruined it.
I'm a ruiner. What did you think, Ian?
Yeah, no, it's a really, really good time, isn't it?
You remembered your point, didn't you?
Tina.
What?
Tina doing the fucking dance on ADD medication is a whole mood.
That's a really good way of putting that.
It's fucking mint.
Yeah. Her whole little performance of being on the medication is great.
Yeah, it is, yeah. When she just fucking rips the duct tape off the gloves with her teeth and then just fucking starts dancing. Yeah, it's good as that.
Yeah.
But it's like terrifyingly aggressive.
Yeah.
You know, it's like that's not sexy. That's like you're
she's almost raping the audience.
Yeah. It's quite forceful. Yeah. I just like her performance, the way she's basically like a fucking baby. Like, I don't roll. You know.
Yeah, she takes dumb to a different extreme, which is quite nice.
She's excellent in it.
But she's quite sweet as well. Like that, the bit where he's like, "Why doesn't he like me? Are my boobs too small?" You know, it's it's fun, and I like the fact that it's got that emotional core with the mum to it. It's and actually I think the kind of the filmmaking is well done as well. Like that sequence, the car crash, the way it's like the fixed camera angle with the car as it's kind of spinning, you just see like the background spinning around instead of the car.
Yeah,
I really like that, and it's I don't know, it's one of those films that kind of seem to pop out of nowhere, and yeah, it kind of feels like if it got a theatrical release, it might have actually maybe done something. I mean, it's quite in-jokey.
I think it's one. No, it landed on VOD, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't watch that in the cinema.
But yeah, I agree that I think it would have got a little bit more attention had it actually kind of like got a better release. It seems like I get the feeling it would do now. I get the feeling now it would be something that Netflix would put out.
I mean, that's the thing. If this was a Netflix original now, it kind of feels like the kind of thing that would actually blow up a bit on social media.
Yeah.
And yet here it is. And I mean, it kind of feels like something that probably played Fright Fest. And if it did, I bet it went down a fucking... It's one of those films where if you saw it at Fright Fest, it would be like, that was the best film all weekend, hands down.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
For me, like, tonally, it's babysitter adjacent. Like, it would work as that type of Netflix release.
Yeah.
That is a fucking great shout. Oh, God. I need to rewatch The Babysitter.
Oh, we've rewatched it a couple of times since
really?
it
We have actually, yeah. Yeah, we have rewatched it a few times. It's a treat of that movie.
Yeah. But I think for me, this is one of those films that I kind of... I don't know why, but I assume it got a big release and everyone's seen it, because I have, and it's so great, so why wouldn't people have?
No, it's not.
Oh, anyone listening that's not seen it, go out and watch Final Girls. It's fucking mint.
Yep.
Even though it's, like, impossible to rent it anywhere in the UK.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, but $7.99 on iTunes,
What?
I mean, that is quite expensive, to be fair.
Do you know what? What I did? I bought it on iTunes... Little life hack. If iTunes doesn't come up with the thing saying you need to acknowledge if you play, like, you've got 14 days to refund this, but if you press play, that will void that. If it doesn't come up with that, and you then report a problem, you'll get the option to cancel the purchase, which is what I did. So Mark very kindly helped me out with another bit of assistance for a copy. He sent me a DVD in the post, and I said, no, I don't want a DVD. I want it on iTunes HD. And then I refunded it. I might have looked at the extras as well before refunding it. It's kind of fucking weird that iTunes let me do that, to be honest, but, like, God knows what they're fucking... They're like,
to be fair, not too long ago, I rented something on iTunes, watched it, and then asked for a refund, and they gave me it.
Really?
That's the thing.
I can't remember what it was.
As long as they don't... The thing is, it kind of seems like if they notice that you are doing this a lot, it will come up with a dialogue box going, if you press play, you're not getting a refund. And then it's like, okay, then fair enough. All right, fine.
No, actually,
if it doesn't come up with that, it should let you cancel it.
I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what fucking film it was. It's not I asked for a refund after I watched it. I accidentally tapped on it and rented it, and then contacted them to say, email and said, I've accidentally rented this. I didn't actually mean to. And then they refunded me pretty much straight away, but it was still on my iTunes.
Yeah.
And I thought, fuck, I'm going to watch it. And I watched it, thinking that they just didn't recharging me anything.
Right.
Yeah, it's weird. They've not quite got that down. Because as soon as they tell you, if you press play, that's it, then they do have you over a barrel. But if they don't give you that warning beforehand, then they do have to give you the option to cancel the purchase. It's like a fucking EU law. Which, to be fair, post-Brexit, God knows what will happen then. But, you know. But that's... So, yeah, I watched Final Girls in 5.1 surround, watched the extras, and I just cancelled the fucking purchase.
Not that we're advocating taking advantage of Apple's slack policies or anything.
No. The thing is, right, if it was there to rent for $4.49, I would have rented it and I wouldn't have fucking cancelled the rental.
No.
But $7.99 to buy it, which is the only option. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to the filmmakers, but yes, I am going to do that. And you know what? The next time I see it for $2.99 on iTunes again, they can have that.
Yeah, absolutely.
The weird thing was, we did check it a couple of weeks ago, and it was available to rent a couple of weeks ago.
I think it was on Prime a couple of weeks ago.
I think it might have been on... No, it won't. It was around.
And do you know what? If iTunes came up with that dialogue box saying, if you press play, that's it, I would have pressed play, because it was more convenient at the time, and I would have spent that $7.99. So don't hate the game, hate the player. No, I suppose it's don't hate the player. I don't hate the game. Anyway, fuck it. There you go.
But what you're saying is, if you paid £8 for it and it was on your iTunes, you'd watch it again. Is what you're saying, yeah?
I was a bit annoyed by the fact that I literally the only option I had on iTunes was to pay £8.
Yeah. They need to make it available either on Amazon or on iTunes. It needs to be available to rent, because it isn't currently. It's just buy.
It isn't. We should wait.
Yeah.
That's all the conversation then.
That's it. Basically, they've lost a £5. But I have also been apparently perfectly within my consumer rights to do this. So,
fair enough.
Fuck it. I didn't pirate it. Right, so, did we do a poll on this?
We did, yes. Definitely not shit, 50%. Touching cloth, 0%. Shit, 50%. And Geostorm, 0%.
God. I don't know how anyone could think it was shit.
Especially our audience.
Yeah.
What's that?
What? What did you say? What did you say?
I wonder what he said.
Especially our audience.
Yeah. I don't get that.
Oh. Worst things happen,
So, let's do some what we've been watching. What have we been watching?
We've not watched an awful lot, have we, Bex? So you've actually got one what we've been watching, haven't you? As a collective. So
Me?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, as a collective. As both of us.
Do I?
Yeah.
What is it?
It's literally on the iPad right in front of us.
That's pretty funny.
Oh no, you can talk about it.
So you're not going to talk about anything then in this section?
I'll join in on this one.
Well, I'll do my other two first then. Speed round, I'll speed round it because it's getting late, but that I don't need to talk that much about these two movies. Have you watched Role Models this morning before work?
What?
Role Models.
Oh, Role Models. I thought you said War Horse.
No, I did not rewatch War Horse. Yeah. I remember only vaguely enjoying Role Models and kind of been irked by it, but I thought I'd give it a watch because it was like 95 minutes. I needed a 95-minute movie that I could watch while drinking coffee and eating breakfast. So I watched Role Models. I actually really enjoyed it on this rewatch. I had a lot of fun. I will say I laughed more than I probably should have at this movie. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with laughing more than I should have at this movie. I also rewatched Two Night Stand with Miles Teller and Annalee Tipton. And what I was saying there is it's a movie that's really quite light in its substance, is what I'll say, but held up by the fact that Miles Teller and Annalee Tipton are both quite charismatic screen presences. So I kind of enjoy just watching them interacting together. I get the feeling that she should do more. She should be in more. She should be out there more.
Yeah, Annalee Tipton, she just seems to pop up in things. Like, she's been in Big Bang Theory, and she was in Crazy Stupid Love as well, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she's very good in that, yeah. She's a lot better than Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it, that, yeah.
Yeah, if we could just, everything that people are giving and all the love that Aubrey Plaza has been given, if we could put her in that instead, I'd be more akin to that, because at least she's a likeable screen presence.
Mm-hmm.
At least sarcastic cunt isn't her only go-to thing. It's...
Oh God, she's the daughter in Crazy Stupid Love, isn't she?
Yeah.
And
what else did we watch, Becky?
We watched Little Italy.
What did you say when I suggested watching this?
Along the lines of, oh fuck no.
I think it was along the lines of, oh fuck no.
Well, that poster's shit, though, isn't it?
No.
It is.
No. Not even that one. It's a different one you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, the one where they're both wearing the t-shirts from the market.
Yeah.
And hers, for some reason, becomes a crop top, despite the fact that in the film it's a full-length t-shirt.
Yeah. Powerful movie there.
Well, it is. It is very powerful for you, especially because you have a weird love for Emma Roberts because she's mental.
She's dangerous.
She is dangerous. She's had a moment, hasn't she?
Yeah. She's unhinged.
Honestly, I wasn't looking forward to this, and
I don't know why.
It's not great, as in it's not a great movie. Like, it's not going to win any fucking awards or anything. But as a frothy, fun rom-com to watch on a Sunday afternoon or something along those lines, it's really good fun.
Well, to give you an idea of what it's like, it's set in Little Italy, which is in Toronto.
Well, they have Little Italy's everywhere.
Yeah, they do, but this is set in the Toronto one, which makes no sense for why they're all speaking with New York accents.
Yes.
But it is set in Toronto for some reason. What's her name? Emma Roberts and Hayden Christensen, who's speaking with a very thick New York accent, Italian-American accent.
Which one?
Hayden Christensen.
Oh, my.
Yeah. They're from kind of families that are very... they do everything together and they've grown up together as kids, and then all of a sudden a pizza competition splits them up and they become warring families to the point of where it drives Emma Roberts to go off and become a really sort of successful trainee chef in London.
Yeah.
And then she has to come back to change her visa from a student visa to a work visa, so she has to come back to Little Italy for a few days, or she can go back, and then she goes back to this big family drama and this guy that she's always loved, that's always loved her, and we get all that kind of thing going on, don't we?
Yeah. It's trying to go for a frothy rom-com Romeo and Juliet vibe,
yeah,
but without any death. Hayden Christensen's dye job is horrific. It's Bumblebee Man from the Simpsons levels of racially insensitive.
It's quite racist.
It's quite racist. Yeah. Jane Seymour's there. The actual main crux of the story that actually gets you to buy into any romance is about old people.
Johnny Aiello and what's her name?
Yeah,
Christina Rossi. Yeah.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Them getting addicted to Starbucks is weird.
When he introduces it to Starbucks because it's the only place that real little Italians won't go.
Yeah,
and she gets fucking addicted to caramel fucking
macchiatos. And then every other scene you see them in, they're carrying at least 2 Starbucks. It's such an odd... It's the sort of film where, like, 99% of people will go, that is a shit movie. And I will go, you're right, it is a shit movie. I loved it.
There was bits...
There's a drunken football match.
There is a drunken football match. There is bits, though, where you're watching it where you're going... Should I have a problem with that? Do I like that? I don't think I like that. That's not right. That's...
It's every person in it has a stereotype.
Yeah. Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
But it's never done in like a
mean way,
malicious, like poking fun kind of way. But
maybe it is a little bit.
A little bit with the Indian guy.
Yeah. But everybody in it seems to be having an awful lot of fun being in it.
Yeah.
So it's not a recommend because most people will hate it and go, you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
But I enjoyed my time with it probably a lot more than anybody else who's watched it.
You really like Bride Wars, though, so...
I don't really like Bride Wars. I don't dislike Bride Wars.
How many times have you seen Bride Wars?
3.
More than any.
I'll watch Little Italy again.
You will. I know.
Ian, what have you been watching?
Mark sent me a copy of Little Italy, which I didn't watch.
You should.
I know. Right, so I watched a few things. So rewatched Hannah. Sorry, I've just been distracted by the guy who basically runs Nintendo of America is retiring. And he's been replaced by a guy whose surname is literally Bowser.
Nice.
That's like when Eric Banner played Hulk.
Yeah.
Like literally Bowser. Doug Bowser. I just so there's a lot of fucking tweets I'm seeing about Nintendo being taken over by Bowser, and it yes it has. Sorry, that's really sorry, that's really put me off my flow. That's fucking incredible. Anyway, so sorry. Hannah, directed by Joe Wright, is fucking brilliant. To be honest, we'll be talking about it towards the end of the year, I think. So I'll leave it there. Hannah is fucking awesome. I watched Valerian and the City of a Thousand Planets. Disappointing Atmos soundtrack here, guys. Some okay stuff in the surrounds, but the Atmos only really makes you feel like shit's happening overhead when there's spaceships about. And but Valerian's really fun.
That seems like a film that would be made for Atmos.
Yeah, no, not really. I mean, the surround stuff's good, the bass is good, but the Atmos up-firing stuff only kicks in a couple of times. I'll tell you what's better in Atmos, for me, Ghostbusters. A film from 30 years ago has more, overhead sounding stuff than Valerian.
That's problematic, isn't it? That's troubling. That's not good.
Actually not bad. It was a film that was originally mixed in stereo, but it's not got an awful lot going on. When it kicks in towards the end, when fucking Zool's all around and whatnot, it's pretty effective actually. Ghostbusters is Ghostbusters. I don't think I need to talk about that. Valerian's fun. It's a shame that Luc Besson is turned out to be Luc Besson, but he fucking knew how to create a world, that guy. So, yeah.
I really like that, actually. I was fully expecting to hate Valerian, and then you were like, give it a go, because it's not as bad as people have made it out to be. I really enjoyed it.
I very much liked Valerian.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. It's a fun world, and, it's him in full Fifth Element mode. But with an even larger budget. I don't know. I mean, it's weird that thing bombed, because you look at something like Avatar, and it's like, that is a lot weirder than Valerian is. And yet, Valerian people just didn't seem to connect with it. And it's been cited elsewhere, but the section where he's going through the different levels to get to that ship, it has very much been aped in Aquaman. The whole kind of following him third person while he's careening through walls. That's a really good action sequence, and I don't know. I think Valerian's it's going to be more appreciated in time, I think.
Absolutely. Valerian is a film that in 10 years' time, if they're still around, will get an Arrow release.
Yeah.
But I mean, the 4K is alright, but the Atmos is disappointing. Anyway, Fright Fest presents Video Man, which came out on iTunes last Monday. It's the best Fright Fest Films Presents thing that I've seen, out of the few that I have seen. And it's 3 out of 5 stars. Well done, Fright Fest. I wrote a review for it on Vodzilla. I'm just going to direct you there. It's more interesting than you'd maybe think it is, but also if you come from a certain perspective, less interesting than you think it is. So, Video Man. The House with a Clock in Its Walls. Abandoned it halfway through during cinema visit with Lottie, but managed to actually finish it this time without Lottie. She could not care less. It was fun. Jack Black's kind of Jack Black. Kate Blanchett is Kate Blanchett. which I know, Mark, is probably not a thing for you. It's good, solid 12A rated horror. And I think it would be a good introduction to horror for kids who are so inclined. My one is not one of them. However, we did get through together the whole of The Kid Who Would Be King, the new Joe Cornish film. So so this is Andy Samberg's kid, Andy Serkis's kid, who was last seen terrifyingly put up on a wall in Mowgli, Legend of the Jungle. That was him, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. That doesn't happen in this film. Don't worry, folks. So he's back, and this time he is a kid who lives with his mum. His dad had his demons and is not in the picture. Finds the sword in the stone, pulls it out. Hey, he's worthy. Rebecca Ferguson plays a woman stuck to a tree for an awful lot of the runtime. She turns into a dragon towards the end. So basically, Rebecca Ferguson is in it for maybe 10 minutes or so. And the rest of it, it's so basically he is like the new King Arthur. Essentially, he has to induct Knights of the Round Table. It's basically two of his bullies and his best mate. And they're led by Merlin, who's played by both Patrick Stewart and Angus Imrie, son of Celia Imrie. And they basically fight Rebecca Ferguson's hordes and then eventually her as a dragon. So this film's not done very well. Basically, it was budgeted at $60 million and it's not going to make nearly that worldwide. It's a bit of a shame. It's a good film. But it's not really the banger that it ever kind of
threatens like it could be.
Yeah. I mean that's it. It's 2 hours long, and it feels like it should be 100 minutes, not 100 hours. There's some good action in it, but it's never great. The characters in it are good, but they never really truly connect. Bizarrely, I mean, it's a film that Joe Cornish has apparently it's been written for ages, but it's talking about a land that is leaderless and people are divided, and that's why Rebecca Ferguson's character is rising up now. And it kind of basically seems that Rebecca Ferguson is playing Jacob Rees-Mogg. It's very odd. And I respect it for that, but it's obviously not about that. But maybe in a way it is. I don't know. It's just this film that kind of feels like it shouldn't have fucking cost $60 million. Like, the fact it cost $60 million is fucking mental. Like, there are CG sequences, but it is basically the same CG skeleton knight thing, copy and pasted a lot. Like the scale of it, I mean, the ending sequence takes place in a inner city school, to give you a sense of scale there. But I enjoyed the story enough. I enjoyed my time with it. I mean, like I said, I gave it 4 out of 5 on Letterboxd. I think maybe it should be more a 3.5. It was very much in one eye and out the other. And that's a shame, because Joe Cornish, he was on the shortlist to direct Mission Impossible Fallout before it was Mission Impossible Fallout, if I remember correctly.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's kind of had his hands on some big budget stuff, and Attack the Block feels like it was a very long time ago. And he's come out with this, and it's a bit of a damp squib. And I'll be honest, it's good, but it doesn't quite feel like this film was underrated and it should be seen by more people. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like quality half-term fare, but that's kind of about it. Again, like, and I mean, there's a subplot with an absent dad which goes. There's a lot of things in his way, and this subplot with the dad is another thing in his way, but it's also a thing which is disconnected from any of the other characters and takes up a good 10-15 minutes of screen time, and it feels like if that wasn't there, you wouldn't lose an awful lot and you'd have a much tighter film.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's The Kid Who Would Be King. It's a bit disappointing. The thing is, you're watching it and you will it to be better than it is.
Oh, that's a shame, because I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah. I mean, solid enough rental, though, don't get me wrong. Okay, so very quickly, Ratatouille is a fucking masterpiece. That film's brilliant. And I watched another Hong Sang-soo film, Claire's Camera. It's on Mubi. It was pretty much all shot at Cannes. It's 68 minutes long. It's basically a series of conversations.
68 minutes long?
Sorry?
It's 68 minutes?
Yeah.
That's short.
Oh yeah, it was brilliant. I literally watched it on the train to and from work and on the treadmill all in the one day. Brilliant. Job done. There's a movie watched. Isabelle Huppert, basically having conversations with people, and it's lovely. And then it ends. 4 out of 5.
Yeah, I'm sold on that.
And that is me.
Cool.
And I just remembered that I'm hosting.
You are.
But Mark, you do Twitter questions. You do Twitter questions.
I do Twitter questions. Only 2 seconds.
Yeah, you said doo-doo.
I did say doo-doo. Right. So our question for you this week is, what's the name of your local video store as a kid, and also what would you have called your video store? My extensions put Paddocks. Rick Kidd, it was Ritz. I think we just called it the video shop, but he just just realised I misread the question. Duh. I very end up calling it something daft that rhymes like Kids Thrills or Chills and Kills. What's your local video shop, Beck?
One in Hackney, was it called Take One Video?
No, that was one in Hackney.
What was one in Hackney called?
Choices.
Was it?
Yeah, there's Choices.
Take
One Video was in Huntington.
Oh, maybe like in my brain I've just been living vicariously through your video rental story.
Yeah, it was Take One Video was in Huntington. Oh, did you not just go to one in Huntington, probably?
No, we went to one in Hackney. It was near the Chinese.
Yeah, it was Choices, though.
Choices.
Yeah.
I used to fucking love that. We used to go on a Friday night and Saturday night was pizza night. Friday night we used to go get a Chinese takeaway, go and pick a film. And that was our special treat for finishing the week at school.
Yeah, I used to bike to Take One Video and was allowed to rent whatever because my dad had given him a note. I think I imagine that nowadays. I used to rent 3 or 4 movies and take them home and watch them at night. Ian, what was yours?
Ritz, actually, yeah, before they got taken over by Blockbuster.
Yeah. There was a Ritz. There was a Ritz that was close to us. That obviously had a better selection than Take One Video. Actually, it didn't have a better selection. That's a lie. It had more copies of big releases, but Ritz. But Take One Video had literally. It had a horror section that was massive, bigger than the Blockbuster horror section, and a martial arts section and a genre pick section. And literally, that was where I first got into Argento stuff and stuff like that, because he had copies of those, which really he probably shouldn't have had, because they were literally just bootleg copies of stuff.
What would you call your video store if you were people?
What I call it? At the time, I'd have probably called it Clerks. It's like a homage.
I feel like if we opened one now,
Yeah.
as part of our perceived empire, it would be the cornerback video store.
Yeah.
For reasons. I'm not going to get into them.
Right, that was our question
dirty.
today.
I made that sound like it was something dirty.
You did a little bit about
Yeah.
Related to the cat.
We only actually got one question, actually.
You're not going to ask Ian what his video store would be called?
What would your video song called, Ian?
What would it be called?
Yeah.
I don't know, because, like, there wouldn't be one now. It would just be like, why are you here?
It'd just be an iPad.
Actually, no, it would be, are you Noel?
Mellors.
Yeah. You just have loads of fucking of videos that were on the videos nasties list, and just a fridge that just had a load of crap in it, and Noel there going, "Sorry, it's Liz."
Actually, no, it would be boobs. Now I've got your attention. Here's some VHS.
You see, I would be in there.
You would.
Yeah. Going, all these films have boobs in them, right?
That would be my guarantee. Every single one of these films has a woman in it.
Would you have the what was the guy called that ran the website about boobs?
Mr. Skin.
Yeah, would it have a Mr.
He
Skin
doesn't
review?
run it. He still runs it. It's still a website.
Oh,
It still exists. Yeah.
Have a Mr. Skin review attached to every videotape.
I'd be fine with that. Rick Kidd at Rick J Kidd. What genre/type of films that you rarely or never see getting made nowadays would you like to see make a comeback? For me, it's Sergio Leone style spaghetti westerns.
Silent movies. Let's have some more silent movies. Silent movies are fun, man.
Yeah,
you've got score, you've got expression, you got every now and then intertitles. Let's fucking do that. Let's have Michael Bay's Transformers Revenge of the Fallen as a fucking silent movie.
I'd watch the shit out of that. And I do say a lot of this, that I need to get into watching these Charlie Chaplin movies that I bought on iTunes.
You did do that, yeah.
There you go.
I'd say musicals, but they seem to be making a bit of a comeback already.
They've made a bit of a comeback there, already.
Yeah, we've got Cats and West Side Story coming up.
Or they can go fuck off.
The thought that we are going to have a Cats film at the end of the year is quite disconcerting.
And is it by Tom Hooper?
Yeah.
Yeah, that can get fucked.
It's a wicked movie, though.
Again, can get fucked.
Why? Do you guys know what the story is?
Don't give a fuck.
Do you guys ever watch Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt?
I watched the first series, but then wanted to.
Okay, so I'm not going to spoiler it then.
No, you can't. We'll never watch it.
I'll never watch it.
Towards the end of the last season, there's a brilliant episode where one of the like inspiring actor in the show, Titus, he finds himself, he's watching Cats, and he wants to be on stage. So he sees them going out into the audience, so he's like, right, well, I'm just going to dress up like one of them, and then when they go out into the audience, I'll just go back with them. So he does that, and then he's like singing with them at the end. And then he goes backstage, and then they all gang together, and they're all looking at him. They're like, "You've discovered our secret." It's like, what? And it's like, nobody knows what this show is about. We all just make up things and then go into the audience and steal all their stuff. So, like, literally, it's just they all, and like, and then they show you the show, and it's all these people, like, just basically going up on stage and just spouting this utter shit, and then coming off, and then it's like they all do it one by one, then they go out into the crowd and just steal people's wallets and, like, drop things. And it's like, Yeah, that's what Cats is.
Yeah.
It wasn't. It's never actually been a show. It was just made by people who were entrepreneurs who just got into cat costumes and stole things.
Mid-budget thrillers. There we go.
It's good shout.
Thrillers.
Yeah.
Mine's erotic thrillers.
You love an erotic.
I do love an erotic thriller, and we don't get anywhere near enough erotic thrillers nowadays.
Ashley Judd movies. Is that a genre?
It should be.
There we go.
Yeah. Fuck you, Harvey Weinstein.
Yeah, fuck you, Weinstein. Make more Ashley Judd movies. Not you.
Not you, you prick.
Not you personally. You can fuck off and go to court, but yeah.
What prison? Every Martha.
Well, it has to be proven guilty first, doesn't it?
He's good.
Yeah. Mid-budget thrillers starring Ashley Judd. Oh.
Ashley Judd in an erotic mid-budget thriller.
Maybe she sings.
Yeah.
I'd watch the fuck out of that.
As long as it's food.
Nice.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Okay, so coming up next week then, playing it forward as we talked about earlier. And I think that is going to be it.
Yep.
So.
Oscars, baby.
Yeah. We'll have Oscar-bation for you guys on Monday, where Bohemian Rhapsody will win Best Picture, and we'll all slam our fucking iPads and laptops into the wall.
I have insured myself against this.
Why?
I have put £1 on it winning Best Picture. Because then when I get pissed off about it, I can go, oh well, at least it won me 50 quid.
Is it 50 to 1?
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up, it's 50 to 1.
Yeah, 51.
I might do that.
I will be coming in approximately, 10 minutes into the show, because I can't watch a fucking Queen medley with Adam Lambert singing Freddie Mercury's songs.
Right.
So there's that.
I need to fucking see what the odds are on Bohemian Rhapsody right now, because that seems like a really good bet.
Oh, it can't win. It can't. It's shite.
Where's it gone? It's not on my thing now. Not on my bet slip.
Oh, no.
Oh, sorry, no, it wasn't 51. It's 51. It's 33 to 1.
Well, 33 to 1 is still pretty good. What the fucking...
Yeah.
What are the odds now? Right, bet 365. 25 to 1. Oh, the odds have shortened.
I've also got Spike Lee for Black Klansman at 12 to 1.
What for Best Picture or for Best Director?
For Best Director.
Nice.
What am I fucking... I got some bets on. So, alright, cool. So I just got Bohemian Rhapsody at 25 to 1. I got, fucking hell, this is how times have changed. Sam Elliott for Best Supporting Actor. Stake £1, return £11.
I've got stake £1, return £19 on that one.
Spike Lee, I staked £2 and I'd get 30 back. Olivia Colman, £1, I get £5 back. Christian Bale, £1, I get £2.37 back.
I think that's short odds, isn't
it? So Best Picture, Green Book, I staked £2, I'd get 24 back. If Black Klansman wins, stake £2, I get 30 quid back. It's basically, as long as Roma doesn't win, I think I'm in the money.
So what we're saying is Roma's going to win.
I think what we're saying is Roma will win Best Picture, yeah. Even though, Green Book, if I cash out now, I staked £2, I'd get £4.80 back.
Right.
That's not bad.
Random.
Well, it's just because the odds have gone longer or shortened since. So they're trying to get me to cash out.
Okay.
That's fucking... Oh, fuck, that's actually tempting.
I don't know if I can cash out on my
What are you on?
Sky Bet.
What are you on, Ian?
Bet 365. Because, like, literally, right, so Green Book, I staked £2, I cash out, I get £4.80. Black Klansman, I cash out on a £2 bet, I get 20p back. Right, is Green Book going to win Best Picture? Is Green Book going to win Best... The thing is, if it was Black Klansman, I'd cash out with £4.80. I think I'd do it.
Yeah, Green Book could win it. It could win it. Nobody thought British Book was going to win it last year.
Do you not think Black Klansman's got a chance?
I think it's between Green Book, Black Klansman, and Roma for Best Picture. I think some of the heat's died down from Roma.
Surely you must realise how problematic it would be to give it to Bohemian Rhapsody. Given the controversy about the director and the fact that everyone's saying it's shit.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to get it, but I have insured myself against it.
Right, well, we will see.
I feel like it's going to be a really, like, odd Oscars.
It's going to be... It's the year they kind of want to get it out of the way. But this is all Oscar bation chat. We're eating it now.
Yeah. I'll just say one last thing on the Oscars. I really hope the rumours are true and Whoopi Goldberg is hosting the whole thing and it's all this big secret surprise thing, because that would be amazing.
I think she will. I think she's going to come out in some fucking mental costumes and it's going to be incredible.
I'd love it. I'd absolutely love it. And she's been off sick from The View all week, hasn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah. And she said, even before Hart got the gig, that she'd love to do it again.
I'll be up with that. I like Whoopi Goldberg.
I like Whoopi Goldberg.
I own Jumping Jack Flash on iTunes. So.
And she's hosted it successfully 4 times solo before. Yeah,
absolutely.
And if you don't announce it beforehand, it doesn't give anyone time to find anything to fucking whine about.
I don't think you can with Whoopi Goldberg.
No. Well, I'm sure they probably could.
They could probably try, but, you know...
I don't think anybody would want to.
Well, she defended Liam Neeson recently. They could go for that.
Oh, yeah, that's died down, though, hasn't it?
Yeah, people are allowing themselves to be excited for Cold Pursuit again.
I'm excited for Cold Pursuit.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right, so, Oscarbation on, it'll be out on Monday. We'll have Play It Forward next week. I need a week. Goodbye. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Becky. Goodbye.
Bye.